In the NBA, things can change really quickly. A team can go from being in the highs of the high one moment to the lows of the low the next moment. Take the recent 2023 Bucks, for example. One moment, they were on top of the NBA as a 58-win team who captured the #1 seed entering the playoffs, and the next moment, they were packing up their bags going home, courtesy of this bad man here, before making one of the wildest offseason trades we've ever seen. The 2024 Golden State Warriors are no different when it comes to these wild swings and shifts. One moment they could be up 18 points in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left in the game, and in the next minute, they could be picking up an L while asking themselves, what the heck just happened? And the moment after that, they could be in the middle of the biggest trade of the year. Eat or be eaten, define or be defined. Sadly, that's the nature of professional sports, and that's where the Warriors find themselves today. When the most expensive team in NBA history finds themselves sitting at the 12th seed, it's bound to ruffle up some feathers, and that's exactly why Joe Lacob recently went to Steve Kerr's press conference after a brutal loss at home. His $400 million investment isn't getting the intended return on investment, and he's seen too much. With the trade deadline coming up soon, and with how things are panning out, it seems more and more likely that the Warriors are going to make a massive change. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Andrew Wiggins, but it's pretty clear at this point that the all-star starter from 2022 that helped Golden State win a championship isn't here anymore. Maybe something is going on in his life, like how it did last season. But after 40-ish games this year, it appears that Wiggins has lost his passion for basketball. I mean, look at this play here, where he gets the ball from Kuminga with 16 seconds left on the shot clock and takes a long-range jumper that's just within the perimeter. That's the worst shot available in terms of risk and reward. When it comes to the defensive end of the court, he just doesn't seem to be playing with the edge he used to have. In this play here, for example, he commits a silly foul that sends Zion to the line as Curry just shakes his head in disbelief. After that horrible 36-point loss to the Pelicans, which was the Warriors' biggest home loss since 2007, Steph Curry was asked in an interview if this team just needs more time to prove they can get things together, and here's how the Warriors superstar responded.
That's the definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
Evidently, things aren't going as expected for Golden State, but all is not lost yet. The trade deadline is on February 8th, and there are some moves that could put the Warriors right back into contention. First off, all reports indicate that Andrew Wiggins is going to be on the trading block. So let's take a look to see what moves the Warriors could make that puts them right back into the thick of things. Here's Pascal Siakam on the perimeter. He's being guarded by Drew Holiday, an all-world defender. With 2 dribbles, he gets to the paint and muscles Holiday out of the picture. Jaylen Brown then comes in over to help, but Pascal goes back left before stepping back for a free 3-throw jumper that hits nothing but net. Here's Pascal again on the perimeter. He first passes the ball to Jakob Poeltl, then as Schroeder sets the back screen for Pascal, the 6'9" Raptor star quickly makes his way to the basket and then leaps into the air for the alley-oop slam. Here's one more look at Pascal just using his size and playing some bully ball to get an easy bucket at the rim. In the last 18 games, Spicy P, the Raptor star, is averaging nearly 25 points while shooting 58% from the field and 45% from three-point range, while collecting a fair share of rebounds and dishing out a fair share of assists. He's one of the bigger trade names out there that's attached to Golden State, and for good reasons. Standing at 6'9" and weighing about 250 pounds, the man would provide some serious firepower for the Warriors, would give them a new angle of attack, and more importantly, would give Steph Curry a true second option that can consistently produce at a high level. The million-dollar question, though, is, what's his price tag? And perhaps a question equally as important is, does he move the needle? Well, with the way the Raptors are structured now with Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickley, they're clearly on the rebuild looking for more young pieces, and very recently they had trade talks with the Sacramento Kings and had their eyes directly set on Keegan Murray, a young rising player. Any talks surrounding an older and more established player like Harrison Barnes were out of the question for Toronto. As for the Warriors, that young rising player seems to be Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, we all know what he's capable of, And Kyrie Irving of the Mavericks recently echoed that statement, saying he believes young JK has untapped superstar potential. Joe Lacob doesn't like the idea of trading away Kuminga, who he has a really close relationship with. But on the other hand, NBA stars like Paul George love the idea.
I saw them put in Pascal and Kuminga in a trade, and I thought about it and I was like, that's a win for both sides.
If this trade did go through, to meet salary cap situations, it could have to be something like this. The Warriors would be offering up Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, and Chris Paul. The Raptors, on the other hand, would be offering up Pascal Siakam, Otto Porter Jr., and Dennis Schroeder. Personally, I see Kuminga having a higher ceiling than Siakam, but as of today and the next year or two, Siakam would probably be the better overall player and would fit better with Steph's championship window. If this trade happened, the Warriors lineup would be Steph, Clay, Draymond, Siakam, and Looney for the starting five. Then coming off the bench would be Schroeder, GP2, Moody, Saric, Trace Jackson-Davis, and Podziemski. Does this move the needle though? Will this be enough to get them past juggernauts like the Denver Nuggets? To be perfectly honest, the answer is maybe. I mean, in the regular season, the Nuggets needed 18 Jokic free throws in one game to win, and an 18-point fourth quarter comeback in another game to beat the current Warriors, and I just can't help but think just how much better this new lineup would be. Another massive trade the Warriors could make is for this man here.
Cavs are looking to get Max Strus going. That's his second free. Whoa, Markkanen sails to the basket and does.
It's not a secret that Lauri Markkanen is a 7-foot unicorn. As of today, he's actually the top 3 catch-and-shoot three-point shooter in the league. But he doesn't just settle on the perimeter either. The man likes to move and cut off the ball and attack the basket like he does in this play here. And in this play here. In transition, he's a monster as well. And against the other monsters in the league, Markkanen has the ability to play them one-on-one. Along with Steph Curry, Markkanen would put the Warriors into a very interesting position, but the questions are the same with Siakam. What would be the price tag, and would this trade move the needle? Well, as for the price tag, the Utah Jazz have noted they're looking for a Rudy Gobert type of package, which means like 5 first-round picks. Now, the Warriors don't have a huge amount of draft picks they can offer, but they can offer 1 first-round pick and 2 lottery talents that have developed and shown potential. This is the trade that works in terms of salary and fits, in my opinion. In addition to a first-round pick, the Warriors would sacrifice their young core and trade away not only Andrew Wiggins, but Kuminga and Moody as well. Then, on the receiving end, they'd be getting Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, and Fontecchio. Now the question is, will this move the needle? Well, the starting lineup for Golden State would then become Steph, Clay, Draymond, Markkanen, and Looney. Then coming off the bench would be Chris Paul, the Young Glove, Podziemski, Trace Jackson-Davis, Olynyk, and Fontecchio. Just looking at it, this team absolutely does move the needle. If this unit can stay healthy, this would be an absolutely frightening team. One thing is for sure though, the clock is ticking, and with this team currently being the most expensive team in NBA history, there's no way Joe Lacob, one of the best owners the NBA has ever seen, is going to sit still and let his $400 million investment go to waste. Fireworks are going to happen, and the NBA better beware.